So let's review. Our shir began with what is known as the sugya of Reb Chanina Skana Kehanim, which deals with many halachas of Tumah and Tahara. Zok the Mishnah. Reb Chanina Skana Kehanim Omer. Mimeim shel Kehanim lo yimonu melisroif es habastar shenitme bevlad hatumah im habastar shenitme be'ava tumah af al pi shemesifin tumah al tumasei. In all the days of the Beis Hamikdash, the Kehanim would not refrain from burning kosher meat that became tamei from a vlad hatumah, rendering it tamei on the lower level, with kosher meat that became tamei from an avatama, rendering it tamei on a higher, even though the meat on the lower level of tama will become tamei on a higher level by its contact with the other meat during the burning process. The Gemara asks, the meat that became tamei from a vlad hatama is a sheino tama, and the meat that became tamei from an avatama is a rishon latama. My meisiv tama al tamasa. What increase in tama is there? Contact with the rishon would only make it a sheni, which it already is. Amar Yehuda, Hacha bevlad vlad askinan. Yehuda explains that when the Mishnah speaks of meat that had become tamei from a vlad hatama, it was actually referring to meat that had become tamei from a sheni, and there's therefore a shlishi. Contact with the rishon will increase its tumah to the level of a sheni. The Gemara questions how the kosher meat can become tamei from other kosher meat at all, considering that there is a principle of ein oichel metamei oichel. Solid foods cannot be metamei other solid foods. Liquid cannot be metamei other liquid. Tumah of food can only be transmitted in alternating fashion: solid to liquid, liquid to solid. The Gemara gives three possibilities. First, perhaps the rule that food cannot be metamei other food applies only to chulin, or, according to one opinion, to truma as well. But in kosher food, it can be metamei other food. Second, perhaps there was some liquid on the meat which also become a rishon, and it is the liquid that is metamei the other meat. Finally, maybe the halacha that food cannot be metamei other food is only on the deraisa level, but midrabanan, food can be metamei other food. The Mishnah continues, Ha'isiv Rebbe Kiva va'amar, mimeim shel kahanim, lo yimanu melahadlik es hashemet shenifsel b'tvul yoim, b'ner shenitma b'tmei meis. Rebbe Kiva adds that the kahanim would light oil of truma that had become tamei from a tvul yoim, who has the status of a sheni, rendering the oil a shlishi in a ner that had become tamei from a tmei meis, who is an avatama, rendering the lamp a rishon. This would raise the oil from a shlishi to a sheni. The Gemara asks, Hainu hach. Rebbe Kiva does not seem to be adding anything to that which Reb Chanina Skana Kehanim had already taught, that a shlishi may be raised to a sheni. Amar Yehuda, Hacha b'ner shel matchas askinan. We're dealing with a metal lamp, which when it touches an avatama, does not become merely a rishon, but an avatama, based on the principle of cherev harehu kachalal. Metal objects that touch a dead body, or something that became tummy from a dead body, becomes tummy on the same level as the item from which it became tummy. The chiddush of Rebbe Kiva is therefore that the shlishi may be burned with an av, raising it 2 levels of tumah to a rishon. Amar Rava, Shma mina, Ksaver Rebbe Kiva, Tumas Mashkin L'Tamei Acherim D'Oraisa. Rava points out that Rebbe Kiva clearly holds that liquids have the ability to be metamei other things on a D'Oraisa level. This is a machlekes later in the parak on Daf Tezayin Amud Aleph. Otherwise, there would be no chiddush in allowing the shemen to become a rishon l'tuma, because even as a rishon l'tuma, since it is a liquid, it would not be able to be metamei anything else mid'oraisa, as it was not able to be metamei as a shlishi. This would not be considered an increase in tumah. We cannot say that the chiddush isn't allowing it to become a rishon, and it will now be able to be metamei other things midrabanan, which it cannot do as a shlishi, because the oil would become a rishon midrabanan, even if the ner was only a rishon or a sheni, based on the principle of kol ha'pos l'esa truma mitamei mashkan li'es tchila. A sheni which can disqualify truma makes all liquids a rishon. It must be that Rebbe Kiva assumes that when the oil becomes a rishon from the ner matchis, it can now be metamei other things mid'oraisa.